Good morning. Everyone that is going to walk, please be ready. Every group has to be ready right now. Todos los grupos que van a caminar hacia el escenario tienen que estar listos en este momento, estudiantes y miembros del staff. Ceremonia de graduación del 2018. Esta ceremonia es muy importante para nuestra comunidad de padres, miembros del staff, estudiantes y estamos muy contentos de recibirlos a todos acá.
The ceremony will be broadcast live through our website and recorded and photographed by professionals. We kindly request if you take photos or videos, please stay to the left side of the stage. Although this is not an opera, we feel very strongly that you should silence. What are you doing?
No. Yeah. No, Mum.
Ben, get rid of it. Switch it off.
No, Mum, I'm working. I don't know, like later. 10:30? Yeah, whatever. No, fish fingers are fine. Yeah, I know it's Sunday. Yeah, rubbish, innit? All right, see you.
If you don't want to look like this guy, please switch off your mobile phones and make sure that we're not interrupting the ceremony. Thank you very much and enjoy.
Damos la bienvenida a todos los que nos están viendo en nuestra página web. ¿Cuántos tenemos, Pao, ya? Me dijo que teníamos más de 100 personas ya viendo nuestra página web y conectados a la red social. La ceremonia también va a ser grabada con fotógrafos profesionales. Si desean tomar sus propias fotos, los invitamos a hacerlo a los lados del anfiteatro. Y por supuesto, como decían Ben y Luis, les pedimos que mantengan sus celulares apagados durante la ceremonia. Gracias.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the unlikely event of an emergency, the emergency exits are here, everywhere. We're at the meeting point already, so please just wait.
En caso de emergencia, por favor, seguir las señales de salida y esperar aquí que nuestra brigada les dará indicaciones.
And now let us begin by welcoming the staff members. We're going to begin with the head of school, Mauricio Viales, and the director, the board chair, Susan Mullins.
And Mauricio and Susan are followed by representatives of our Board of Trustees.
Seguidos de Mauricio y Susan, el director y la presidenta de la Junta Directiva, también caminarán otros miembros de la Junta Directiva.
Following the members of management team and their staff, Leonor Gutierrez, Advancement Director, Annette Grew, Administration Director, Geraldine Paredes, Curricular Director, and Hope, the Communications Director.
Seguidamente tenemos al equipo de dirección con sus equipos de trabajo, Leonor, directora de desarrollo, Annette Gru, directora de admisiones, Geraldine Paredes, directora de co-curricular. Bienvenidos.
And up next are residence coordinators who act as immediate family for our students here at UWCCR.
Seguidamente el equipo de coordinadores de vida residencial que proveen un ambiente familiar a la comunidad.
After that, we have Juan Carlos Garcia, the financial director with the tias and tios. This means uncle and aunt in Spanish, and this is how we refer to the staff around the school because we really feel like a family. So
También le damos la bienvenida a Juan Carlos García, nuestro director administrativo. Él viene con las tías y tíos. Ellos son los que nos ayudan en la cafetería y como tradición del colegio se les nombra así. Los estudiantes en el diario vivir les llaman tías y tíos y como pueden ver son muy queridos.
Next, our academic director, Paula Moran, and the teaching staff.
También tenemos a Paula Morán, nuestra directora académica, seguida y en conjunto con los profesores.
And finally will be the graduating class of 2018.
Y seguidamente nuestra clase de graduados del 2018. Bienvenidos, chicos. We will kindly ask everyone in the entrance to please open the space so people can walk. We know you're taking pictures, but can you please do it in the size so the students can walk? Por favor, a los que están tomando fotos al fondo, que puedan hacerse hacia los lados para que los estudiantes puedan pasar. Gracias.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of 2018.
Bienvenidos a la clase del 2018. Le damos la bienvenida a nuestros primeros años también y les pedimos que tomen asiento para iniciar con la ceremonia. We welcome our first years as well, and we ask them to please have a seat so we can start. Vamos a iniciar con nuestra ceremonia e invitamos al director del colegio, Mauricio Viales, que nos va a compartir un speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, our head of school to share some welcoming words, Mauricio Viales.
Bueno, aquí va el speech, Leila. Good morning, buenos días. On behalf of our whole UWC Costa Rica family, I welcome you to this very special celebration. I also welcome all of our friends and families who are watching through our live streaming feed on the internet. It is now 11 p.m. in Vietnam, 9:30 p.m. in India or the Maldives, 5 p.m. in Nigeria, 4 p.m. in Germany, 10 p.m. in Nepal, midnight in China, and it is 10 a.m. in Moravia, Punta Arenas, and Turruares. We also send special greetings to our dear alumni. We have over 800 UWC Costa Rica alumni now spread across the globe. We also send here in our tent today, we have many more alumni who have returned to celebrate with us, at least 30. Could I ask UWC Costa Rica alums to please stand up? Where are you? Thank you for coming back home. And now, I would also like to ask UWC alums from other UWCs to stand up, please, including board members that have attended to other UWCs in the past. This weekend-long series of different gatherings of various groups of students, alums, and our families is a unique UWC Costa Rica tradition. It is an important way to honor and celebrate this relevant passage for all of us and to give space to begin together to saying goodbye. Our graduation ceremony is the last gathering for now. It is a real reflection of the spirit and flavor of UWC Home and UWC Costa Rica. We have had 525,600 minutes by 2 years full of emotions, learning experiences, and lifelong relationship building. How do you measure a year? How do you measure 2 intense years? You probably remember that when you arrived at the school 520,600 minutes by 2 ago, Leila and I had an introduction session with you about the mission of the school. Do you remember that? Okay. Some of you could hardly speak Spanish or English. We asked you about your expectations, about the very different adventure you were about to embark on. Here were some of those things on your list. Make a quick check. How did you do? Learn how to be more independent? Check. Learn new ways to face challenges. Check. Learn that everybody has a personal story. Double check. Have good conversations with like-minded, independent people. Try to have good conversations with people who are not like-minded. Not everything has to be planned. Try new food, maybe some gallo pinto. Next time we will ask Uber Eats to become our sponsors. Have fun. It is clear to us that you have grown exponentially. You have had many new experiences and embraced them with curiosity, determination, humor, and joy. Not everything was easy. 2 years later, you shared in your tutor groups your own appraisal of where you are now. Here are just a few of your reflections. I learned how important relationships are, how to be constructive in difficult times. I learned more from difficult moments. Everything you do can be useful to help others. I learned, this is another reflection, I learned to be aware of inequality, to be sure about changing my surroundings by taking actions to do something about it. Can't you count all the ways you have been challenged and grown over these 1,040,200 minutes? Why is this coming repeatedly? I don't know. We are facing very challenging, deeply divisive times in every part of our world. Each of us must be alert and proactive wherever we can. It is clear to me that our younger generations are leading the way. We recently had a unique experience with the Costa Rican elections process, one of the most recognized democratic and transparent processes in the world. We faced a situation where at some point the country had become strongly divided by views, by values, and by beliefs. The difference of opinions was not the main issue, but rather the way they were handled. We were expected healthy discussions. We saw hate and anger. Tactics were used to undermine opponents simply because they thought their views were more right, more informed, and more educated. This situation created major tension in the country. We ended up selecting the youngest president ever, 36 years old, who is already making an important effort to show that politics can be managed in a constructive and cohesive way. The rest of the story will be written in the next 4 years. There might be some lessons that we in UWC can learn from this experience. All of us are strongly believers of UWC, its values and mission, and this is very, very important. Having said that, thinking that we are right and those who think differently are wrong is an approach that does not lead to a transformational path in society. I hope that you will never confuse your UWC passion with a UWC arrogance. Openness, dialogue, and humbleness, capital letters, are key for transformational processes. The second lesson is that that age is not a condition to take a good or bad political position. You don't need to wait for decades to make an impact. The teenagers who are leading a massive gun control movement after the Parkland massacre in the United States have shown that younger generations play a key role in society. The third observation is that the rights and freedom that we have inherited from previous generations are not automatically granted for us forever. You need to do your part in order to ensure and protect even the very basic human rights. They are fragile and vulnerable. It would be a mistake to expect others to do it on our behalf. We have many different stories about UWC alumni who are involved in politics and civic engagement. On a national level, there is a Canadian astronaut, Julie Payette, who is the current Governor General in Canada. She's a great role model for all of our alumni. Critical and political engagement at the same time is not only about high-level political positions. And you don't need to wait until a certain age to make a difference. You can start now. You have started now. And you must think about it for the future. I would like to share the story of my dear friend, Abraham Zarate, who is a young committed member of the Costa Rican National Committee. He graduated from UWC Maastricht only 6 years ago. Abraham, are you here by chance? Maybe there is some traffic jam and he has not arrived yet. Abraham says that he got interested in politics from the time he was a little boy, age of 4, and his activist grandmother began taking him to political gatherings. At his local school, he was the president of the electoral tribunal and was elected as the school president twice. That allowed him to be involved with projects related with young empowerment and childhood protection in his beloved coastal province of Punta Arenas. That's also the beloved province of Yanderin. At UWC, he was highly involved in the organization of MUN activities, which fired up his interest more. Now back in Costa Rica, he was elected as a young organization president of his party in his own county. During the last elections, he volunteered for his party full-time with the aspiration to energize it. Abraham says that he was involved with politics by tradition, but he decided to stay by conviction. Sometimes it is very disappointing to see the wrong people aspiring to public positions for the wrong reasons. Instead of being disappointed by this should be a motivation for young people to aspire to take those spaces of representation and dignify the public administration. Passion and spirit should be the drivers for any political actor. This is what Abraham says. Politics is only one arena which we must be part of the solution to create a healthier, fairer, safer world for all people, not for the privileged few. With over 800 UWC Costa Rica alumni, there are many stories. Victoria Marambio from Paraguay, through her NGO, is doing research to influence public education policies to support students coming from underprivileged backgrounds. Atalia Alon from Israel, who studied IT, is supporting an NGO in Israel that is developing a national platform to reduce traffic accidents. Tara Hermes from Lebanon is using her thesis research to inform the United Kingdom policies in regards to refugees' migratory issues. Lisa Gashi from Kosovo is one of the founders and program chair of Hermin, an NGO created to engage more than 800,000 Kosovars outside the country in policy-making processes, networking, job creation, and diplomacy. While I have shared stories around this one issue that impacts us global, diverse community, our alumni are also following their paths of life in arts, education, medicine, business, government, design, arts, and more. We are proud of all of them. Before closing, I would like to honor the contribution of our staff members and their dedicated families. This is not a normal 8 to 5 job for them and their families. The school and the students are a very important part of their lives. In most of the cases, the role is to help our students play a protagonist role and to support them backstage, silently but with love, care, and grace. Dear guests and students, I would like to ask you to recognize the hard work of our staff members and their families through a big round of applause. I would like to thank our teachers, Ivania Brenes and Shirley Ramirez, who will start a new personal project in their lives. They have been part of this community for 14 years, even when this school was part of the SOS organization. Shirley and Ivania, thank you very much for your commitment with our students and for supporting the school throughout its transformation. Can you come please to the stage for a minute, please? just to make sure that you are paying attention. Big gratitude as well to our volunteers. A great example is our dear alum, Clever. As he is supporting our school more than full-time, he is also finishing his master's degree program at the United Nations University for Peace. We are also very grateful with our unconditional board members, national committees, especially the Costa Rican National Committee, led by our dear alum, Gabriel Trejos, host families and friends. None of us would be standing here today without the support of all of you. It has been 2 intense years of permanent learning and sharing. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in life? Now you know what it is. It's a musical. It's a musical. I organized this surprise with the complicity of our dear next year's musical directors, Beth, Lara, Hannah, Jandering, and with the support of our dear Rommel. This is a way to express our gratitude to the directors that successfully organized Rent, Sofia, Mari, Rafa, Elena, Leo, the rest of the musical crew. Thank you very much for everything that you did for us. And more important, to express our gratitude to our all graduating students. Dear graduates, the attendance of more than 30 alumni to date demonstrates that UWC Costa Rica will always be your home. We will greatly miss you, but we know you will continue flourishing. And just knowing how much you will impact others is a great inspiration for all of us. It is time to sign out, though the story never ends. Let's celebrate. Let's remember a year in life of friends. I would say 2 years in a life of family. Los queremos mucho. Pura vida.
Okay, next we're very fortunate to see another performance from two incredibly talented students, Elena Greco from Italy and Luis Overmeer from the Netherlands and El Salvador. And Ma from Belgium.
Hakim is like a wrecking ball. Thank you very much. I found that one, by the way. There's a place I go to where no one knows me. It's not lonely, it's a necessary thing. It's a place I made up, find out what I'm made of. The nights I stayed up, counting stars and fighting sleep. So let it wash over me, I'm ready to lose my feet. Take me on to the place where one reveals life mystery. Steady on down the line, lose every sense of time. Take it all in and wake up that small part of me. Day to day I'm blind to see and find how far to go. Everybody got the reasons, everybody got the way. We're just catching and releasing what builds up throughout the day. It gets into your body, flows right through your blood. We can tell each other secrets and remember how to love. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Da-dum-dum.
There's a place I'm going where no one knows me. If I breathe slowly, let it out and let it in. They can be terrifying, to be lonely dying, also clarifying the end where we begin. So let it wash over me, I'm ready to lose my feet. Take me on to the place when one revealed life's mystery. Steady on down the line, day I'm blind to see and find how far to go.
Everybody got the reasons, everybody got the way. We're just catching and releasing what builds up throughout the day. And it gets into your body, and it flows right through your blood. We can tell each other secrets and remember how to love. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum. Everybody got the reasons, everybody got the ways. We're just catching and releasing what builds up throughout the day. And it gets into your body, and it flows right through your blood. We can tell each other secrets and remember how to love.
Ahora queremos darle la bienvenida a Susan Willings, que es la presidenta de la Junta Directiva del colegio. Nos va a complacer con unas palabras. Gracias, Susan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chair of our board, Susan Mullins.
Whoa. This is incredible. I cannot think of a better place to be today, can you? It's just awesome. And I'm probably going to drive the translator who had my text from yesterday crazy because I decided to go off script. But it is an incredible feeling to be here today. I mean, we're all tearing up here, and I can see that you are too. And people often ask me why I do this. And I tell them, this is why I do this. Because this is where I find the hope, the optimism, and a way of really feeling grounded that the future of our precious world is not only in good hands, but that it is spreading and growing, and that I'm not alone. For 14 years, I've been involved in the UWC movement because I needed that hope badly after 9/11, and I found it in UWC. You know, people have said to us also, this one lady at graduation a few years ago, she said, you know, this place is like Hogwarts. People come here and something magic happens. And you know what? It isn't magic, though I think that does help. And Mauricio has named many people who made that happen. And I would like you to see what it takes, who it takes, to create this magic. So I would like to ask the very dedicated people who are so committed to every student, every generation. We have 12 generations now, and they share the values that ground us day in and day out. So I want you to see that team, and I'm going to ask them to stand and stay standing when I call you. To Mauricio, Abedin, and our incredible management team, would you stand? All of you. We'd like to see them. To our faculty, our tireless faculty, where are you? Stand up. Somebody, stand. Let us see you. Keep standing. And now all of our staff members, our tias, everyone who just makes this work. To our international board who are on 3 different continents, keep standing, keep standing. 3 different continents and work hard year-round committed to this as volunteers. To our board right here. Host families. Do we have any host families here? Stand up, host families. Yep. Our alumni who are here, stand. Our friends, our partners in the school who help us do what we do here, keep standing. And lastly, our families. Well, all of our families who are here, relatives, aunties, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, you stand up too. Look around. This is the size of the team it takes to create this magic. Thank you all. So, we have had a great 2 days visiting with your families and getting to know them. And as Paula often says, she said, when I meet the parents, it comes full circle because I see where these wonderful kids came from. And we met with them on Friday at a wonderful breakfast at Begonia Cintron's house. And then we met yesterday afternoon up on the basketball court. And they came yesterday and on Friday. They gathered as strangers. They didn't often share the same language. They weren't sure what was going to happen. Sort of like all of you, first and seconds when you arrived, just like that. But over our time together, they shared their own reflections and their stories of how you've grown in these last 2 years. They told about how their friends at home said, "Are you crazy? You're letting your son go to this place called Costa Rica, wherever that is?" And how often they had to say yes, in spite of how many people said, "Don't do this." But they did it because they believed in you. They swallowed their fear, their nervousness, and said, go there, we're behind you every step of the way. And then we talked and asked them, what has happened for them over these 2 years? How have they changed? And they laughed and they talked with very open hearts about their own journey. And whether you realize it or not, all of you, they have been changed, and they've changed because of you and what you were able to bring home and back into the family. So I want you to know, in case you don't, that you have had an impact on your family, your brothers and sisters, your grandparents, and that's really important. And it also proves that we don't just live in a bubble here. What happens inside, under this tent, inside the gate, isn't it. It spreads out. It has an enormous ripple effect. And that is absolutely powerful, transforming. But I also know that graduations are kind of a universal time where we look back and we look forward. And this year, I think I'm no exception to that, because I realized that 49 years ago this month, I said at my own graduation in Florida, now you don't have to do the math, I am old enough to be your grandmother. It's true. But my graduation could not have been more different than this one. We were one race, we were one religion, and we were one language. And it would take the next 10 years for many in my generation, shaped by the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, Watergate, the feminist movement, to wake up to a very different worldview and of our own call to conscience and to service. What took years from my generation, you have accomplished in 2 years, 2 very intense, full years. You've been living together, playing, studying, debating, creating friendships with teenagers whose realities are very different from yours. and it has made your worldview just explode. And I can tell you, if you had stayed home, it might not have happened. It might have taken you 10 years, as it did me, to go through these transformations. You may not realize what a big shift that you've had until you leave here. Now, I think you see life more deeply, more realistically, and I trust with greater humanity and humility. You're never going to be able to go back to that comfortable, smaller view of the world. And as we meet our older alumni, I know how this is going to grow and deepen in you, wherever your path is taking you. But today isn't only your graduation. There's something that I think we really need to call out today, because this is a call to commitment for all of us in this tent, at home, wherever you're sitting in your pajamas, having coffee, wherever you are. This is a call to commitment. It is a commitment to this audacious vision and mission of UWC. Audacious is a great word. It actually kind of feels good when you say it, audacious. But it's about having the willingness to take surprising, bold risks. And UWC is a very audacious idea. It isn't only about a 2-year education, for those of you who are lucky enough to have been here. It is an audacious vision which asks all of us to ground ourselves in these core values, and these values of compassion and service, personal responsibility and integrity, to celebrate and defend diversity, to embrace multiculturalism in all of its gifts and challenges, to be caretakers of our environment, and to be peacemakers wherever we go. These are really big ideas, and they require us to be pretty audacious, to be bold, and to be risk makers. And it calls each and every one of us here today to action. It's an invitation for us, not only our students and our alumni, and all who feel inspired by this, it's an invitation to each of us to be positive agents of change. Our students sitting here in our first year and second year have done this and are doing this, not only through the program, but in being a part of this for 2 years, this audacious idea. And all of us are offered the opportunity to be agents of change in every moment and every place. And it can be the smallest interaction. It can be with your roommate, your child, a taxi driver. We can be agents of change in our work, whether you are working at a refugee center, a classroom, an art studio, a courtroom, a clinic, a rainforest, at a political rally, the boardroom, or with a very wealthy client at McKinsey. We each have the capacity to change the dynamics, to deepen the conversations, to take risk, to say okay to uncertainty and not knowing the outcome, to craft good and fair solutions, and to restore and heal relationships at every moment. We are living, as Mauricio said, in very fragile times. And the call to leadership, grounded in these audacious UWC values, has never been louder, more insistent. So let us all commit today to be audacious agents of change wherever our paths take us. Will you say yes? Will you say si to being agents of change? Did they hear that out sitting there in Kosovo listening? Will you be agents of change and commit to this? Si. So we are in this together. We're not alone. That's what we have to remember. and we can spread this out. And in doing that, I want you also to remember the words of this outrageous 20th century feminist labor activist, Emma Goldman. She said, "If there's no dancing, it's not my revolution." And so let's remember to dance, to sing, to laugh, to be grateful, and know that we can all make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. And we are going to start off with some singing next, actually, from an incredibly talented first-year student, Elizabeth Siegel from the USA. Siegling.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I were a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is a song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. I sat on the roof and kicked off the moss. Well, a few of the verses, they've got me quite cross, but the sun's been quite kind. Well, I wrote this song. It's for people like you that they keep turned on. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world.
Ahora para mí es de verdad que un placer enorme pedirle a nuestra representante del discurso de estudiantes. Solo quiero contarles que cuando la veo recuerdo cuando me decía, me quiero ir a casa, me quiero ir a casa, y ahora ustedes la han elegido para dar el discurso en español. Así que Elena Greco de Italia.
To give the student speech in Spanish, please welcome Elena Greco from Italy.
Buenos días, compañeros, padres, amigos y miembros todos de nuestro colegio. Es un honor y un privilegio representar mi generación a través de este discurso, pues esperemos que sí. No la voy a poner muy emocional la situación porque sabemos bien que me pongo a llorar muy sencillamente. Un día me preguntaron a qué hueles. Me preguntaron con qué te perfumas. Y no pude evitar pensar qué pregunta más estúpida era esa. ¿A qué huele Costa Rica? ¿Qué sé yo a qué huele? ¿Los lugares tienen olores? Siempre vivía colores, buscando sabores, imágenes y sonidos. El verde de esta selva que empuja entre las ventanas, el pinto en la mañana, las iguanas, el canto de las aves. ¿Pero a qué hueles tú? ¿A qué huele la juventud emocionada? A tequila tal vez, a batido de frutas, a litros de café o té, a quien le gusta, a medicamentos de Brenda, a pedidos del Mac, a alientos furiosos de niños que suenan en un mundo mejor. ¿A qué hueles? Costa Rica mía, cuando este colegio se duerme y me quedo sola a mirar tu luna. Hueles a cuartos compartidos, a cocinas llenas, a brisa fuerte, a cielos anaranjados por la contaminación, al tiempo que uno pasa buscando las estrellas, a playas lejanas donde llegamos siempre demasiado tarde. Hueles a prohibición y liberación, el aire fresco, las hojas verdes, el olor de la tierra, de la lluvia que nos moja y del sol que nos seca. Hueles diferente, dulce y amargo. Hueles a los amores que nunca pasaron y a los que nos dejaron el corazón hecho pedazos. Se pueden oler las luces, los signos de vida en cada cuarto, iluminados cada año como una pequeña Navidad. Me pregunto si se pueden oler los corazones, la vida en cada luz, los secretos que nos llevamos dentro, en una noche en donde no estamos listos para decirnos que se acabó y que las luces de estos cuartos se apagarán una última vez. Sientes el olor de las lágrimas, de los abrazos que consuelan a la amiga que nunca llora y que ahora no puede parar. Cuando regreses, quiero que me digas cuál es su perfume. Y así no pasé día sin abrir los pulmones, respirar el verde, y adentro del verde encontrar la vida de cada uno de nosotros, condensada en un único, pequeño, grande lugar, el ahora y el para siempre. Olor a vida, olor a eterno, olor a tiempo que corre, olor a gloria, olor a coco, olor a pintura fresca en las paredes de flamingo, olor a aventuras, olor a café, cafecito, cafeciño, tamarindo, jamaica, piña, malditas piña, diría Ernesto. Olores a conciertos, funca, sonámbulo, afrocumbia, sudor, mucho sudor en cada lado. Las duchas de Cabo Blanco, una pequeña salvación, agua tibia en la espera de morirse de calor. Incienso, palo santo en cada rincón del campus. Velas prendidas, parlantes encendidos, siempre tocando la misma canción. ¿A qué huele la despedida de mi casa? Nunca la llamé mi casa. Este lugar que nos dio y nos quitó. Horas de estudio loco y desesperado, aunque viniste para vivir la misión. De padres que se pelean y amigos que te abandonan y los otros que se quedan, pues. Paisajes y transición. Noches de frío y noches de calor. Noches de locura escribiendo monografías que mañana vamos a olvidar, esperemos que sí. Hemos visto vidas pasar, profesores y segundo años, terceros volverse cuartos, nosotros segundos, con poca perspectiva y mucha expectativa. Hemos visto a la gente desde las ventanas, el sol nacer, despertarnos cada mañana, los huesos hacerse duros, cortarse el pelo y dejárselo crecer, cambiar de etapa de 17 a 19, viajes sin regreso hacia el mundo de los mayores, hacia este futuro que hoy como nunca huele a bendición y a miedo. Un suspiro de alivio, una bocanada de aire para seguir en el camino. Quisiera guardar en un vasito esta tierra mojada, aunque no llovió hoy, y llevármela por todas partes, llevarme la naturaleza y la vida bohemia, gracias Rent. llevarme miradas y sonrisas, insoportables ¿cómo estás? Pretender que siempre todo está bien, pero dentro gritamos imperial y grata. Buscamos el mar y nos encontramos en un mar de libros. Queremos comernos el mundo, pero nos conformamos con pinto y tinta. Descubrimos cosas, como recuperar 24 horas de sueño con una power nap, echar en la lavadora la ropa de semanas atrás, que la lisa no nos gusta y ahora la comemos con mango. Aprendimos mucho, que tenemos el derecho de estar mal, hablar y no hablar, caminar descalzos aunque René esté al acecho, que Fiu seguro hablará en la reunión de comunidad y alguien más se dormirá. Encontramos gente, una familia latina, que me acogió como si fuera suya, un lugar a donde pertenecer, en donde encontré la casa y el amor, en donde hay tiempo para bailar, estar con Melissa y hablar de sororidad, preparar, ella prepara, nosotros comemos empanadas con Sophie, sentarnos alrededor de la mesa, que sea la de piedra o la de flan. La palabra es compartir y gracias latinos por compartirlo conmigo, porque al final este es su discurso y solo deseo celebrar a cada uno de ustedes porque me lo dieron todo. Mañana empieza otra etapa de nuestras vidas y quisiera que todos nosotros nos tomáramos un momento para mirarnos alrededor, oler el aire alegre de esta celebración, llevar en el corazón la lluvia y su estación. Fueron años buenos y si no fueron los mejores, fueron todo lo que podían ser. En la belleza de las pequeñas cosas que me llaman hoy a llamar casa a este lugar. Hay pequeñas luces, todas las pequeñas luces, de estos cuartos que cuentan secretos. Y verde, que desde el cielo nos sorprenderá. Está la CAF, su último pinto, las tías queridas que lo hicieron todo para saciar a los más hambrientos. Niños adultos listos para tomar otro vuelo. ¿A qué olieron estos 2 años, compañeros? A todo esto y a mucho más. Pero ahora tomen este momento y llénense del perfume de este día. Agárrense un perfume y no lo dejen ir, porque esta Costa Rica huele a nosotros juntos en esta aventura al final de estos días. Hoy que lo logramos. Gracias por vivirlo juntos.
It's only about 2 minutes ago that I found out that there is such a thing as the UWCCR Ukulele Orchestra. Which came as a bit of a shock. But apparently they are going to perform something. Ukulele Orchestra.
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty. Yes, you do. Times Square can't shine as bright as you. I swear it's true. Hey there, Delilah, don't you worry about the distance. I'm right there if you get lonely. Give this song another listen. Close your what you do to me, what you do to me. Hey there, Delilah, I know times are getting hard, but just believe me, girl, someday I'll pay the bills with this guitar. We'll have it good. We'll have the life we knew we would. My word is good. Hey there, Delilah, I got so much left to say. With every single song I wrote to you would take your breath away. I'd write it all. If you're more in love with me, you'd fall. We can have it all. Oh, it's what you do to me. 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 What you do to me. 1,000 miles seems pretty far, but they've got planes and trains and cars. I'd walk to you if I had no other way. Our friends would all make fun of us, and we'll just laugh along because we know that none of them have felt this way. Delilah, I can promise you that by the time that we get through, the world will never ever be the same, and you're to blame. Hey there, Delilah, you be good and don't you miss me. 2 more years and you'll be done with school, and I'll be making history like I do. You'll know it's all because of you. We do whatever we want to. Hey there, Delilah, here's to you. This one's for you. Oh, it's what you do to me. 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 What you do to me. Oh.
Como pueden ver, as you can see, we're completely organized here, right, Finn? Okay, so we have a very nice presentation now from, I'm sorry, and I should be doing the Spanish version, right?
I can't do the Spanish version.
Se supone que yo tengo que hablar en español. Entonces, ahorita vamos a tener la presentación de María y de Jacob.
Hola, señores y señoras. That's the only words I know, apart from cerveza. Next up, we have an artistic presentation by Maria and by Jacob.
Me complace amarte, disfruto acariciarte, ponerte a dormir. Es escalofriante tenerte de frente, hacerte sonreír. Daría cualquier cosa por tan primorosa, por estar siempre
siempre aquí. Entre todas esas cosas, déjame quererte, entregarte a mí. No te fallaré, contigo yo quiero envejecer. Quiero darte un beso, perder contigo mi tiempo, guardar tus secretos, cuidar tus momentos, abrazarte, esperarte, adorarte, tenerte paciencia, tu locura es mi ciencia. Oh, 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 Disfruto mirarte, cada movimiento, vicio que tengo. Un gusto valorarte, nunca olvidarte, entregarte a mis tiempos. No te fallaré, contigo yo quiero envejecer. Quiero darte un beso, perder contigo mi tiempo, guardar tus secretos, cuidar tus momentos, abrazarte, esperarte, adorarte, tenerte paciencia, tu locura es mi ciencia. Quiero darte un beso, perder contigo mi tiempo, guardar tus secretos, cuidar tus momentos, abrazarte, esperarte, adorarte, tenerte paciencia, tu locura es mi ciencia. Oh, 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 oh,
Ahora tenemos el honor de presentar al profesor que eligieron para el discurso. Así que llamamos a Jeff, el profesor de biología.
Ladies and gentlemen, our biology teacher and head of birdwatching, Jeff.
¿Cómo están? I promise no bird watching while I try and speak. So, buenos dias, good morning. It's really a great honor to be here representing my hardworking colleagues as we give our IB2s their final send-off. But when you think about it, it's really sort of a treat. You know, as teachers, we always have this sensation that we're left with at the end of the year. If I only had a few more lessons, a few more minutes, I could have covered a few more syllabus points or taught them X, Y, and Z. And even as a school's biology teacher, each generation, every year I'm treated to 30 to 40 new faces wanting to know what life is all about. Fortunately, life, or its dedicated study, is not really up to my interpretation. That's what the IB gods are for. The IB gods tell us in really broad strokes what it is we're supposed to cover in our biology lessons. The IB biology curriculum, if you're not familiar with it, has 12 topics divided into 51 subtopics. And then each subtopic comes with its own set of understandings, applications, and skills. In the business, we refer to these as syllabus points. It's these items that the IB gods consider very important. And for many seated here, unfortunately, they're not always going to come out on the exam. All in all, we're tasked with studying something like 538 syllabus points in the 60-plus weeks that we only have with classes while you're students here at UWC CR. And to help us with this task, we've developed pink sheets. They're obviously obnoxious, and the idea is for them to stick out in the students' notebooks, because what they have on them, there are 4. There's one for every semester, and they have a week-by-week breakdown of the syllabus points we hope and pray to cover in our allotted time. We've also employed another task in Room 15 to try and simplify, unify, or link together all of those syllabus points. Okay, we call them our Room 15 Doctrines of IB Biology. So far, we have 7. Okay, these are unifying concepts that we use as bridges to help us work through the syllabus. The first, which would also be the title of my speech, is clearly the most popular, which is? That's right, life is wet. It's a gross oversimplification, but hopefully one with great significance. For example, take the processes of cellular respiration and photosynthesis. Bear with me, I'm going to diverge and teach a little bit. And IB1s, pay attention, it's the first test back in September. So if we take this interaction of cellular respiration and photosynthesis, it really represents the most significant energy cycle on the planet. Right now, just take a look at any one leaf. These leaves are grabbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere combined with water from the roots, trapping the solar energy and turning that into sugars. Okay? Everything else along the food chain gets its energy from these sugars by breaking them apart with oxygen. While lots of specific chemical steps happen along the way, we want to focus on what happens with the water. Okay? So photosynthesis really actually starts when the leaves trap solar energy. It rips apart water molecules. Water gets ripped apart into hydrogen ions and its electrons, and the oxygen is just thrown away. It's the electrons and the hydrogen atoms that go on to do the additional work, and in the end of the process, they combine with the carbon dioxide they absorb to make those sugars. So now we end up with cellular respiration. For all the other organisms, they take these sugar molecules and consume them and rip them apart bit by bit using the oxygen. The carbon atoms get belched back out into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide, and any remaining electrons and hydrogen atoms generate the energy molecules for the rest of the cellular processes. Now, it's the very last step, after many, many, many enzymatic steps before it, where oxygen comes into play. So you take the oxygen originally released by the plants in photosynthesis that come back into cellular respiration, and the oxygen atoms that will collect those electrons, they'll collect those hydrogen atoms, and what do they make? Life is wet. Thank you. And so between all the beginning and ending points of cellular respiration and photosynthesis, now we've probably touched on dozens upon dozens of syllabus points. And at the end, we do have other doctrines. There were 6 more. Life is what? Do you remember any? Okay. Yes, so life depends upon a large surface area to volume ratio. Life is inefficient. Life exists along a gradient. And the other, number 2, is life is a collection of proteins undergoing chemical reactions catalyzed by enzymes, which are proteins. Okay. So with our Room 15 biology doctrines, there's always room for one more, right? And my goal here today is to try and come up with another one. Actually, it's not going to be relevant to any syllabus, but hopefully you'll find some relevance in tomorrow and all the tomorrows to come. Unfortunately, it's not that catchy either. Okay, and it does not take on grand words like life is beautiful or life is unique or life is magnificent. And I really think John Lennon kind of came close in his song Beautiful Boy when he says, life is what happens to you when you're making other plans. And so anyway, the thought of the doctrine that I would like to share with you today is life is what you make of it. I'm sorry, it's anticlimactic, I know. But let me see if I can capture some of the truths behind it. First of all, where you are headed, no more pink sheets, okay? No one's going to give you a week-by-week summary or manual of what to do for 2 years at a time. And I think the essence and what I'm trying to convey actually happened at a meeting we had at the end of last year with Harry Strachan, a friend and advisor of the school, a little over a year ago. It was a relatively small, diverse gathering. We had board members, teachers, students, administration. And lots of stories were told, histories were said, and what I remember from that meeting is that it really makes little sense to spend time analyzing most of the decisions you make. It makes less sense to try and determine if the decisions you made are right decisions or wrong decisions. Most of you over the past few months were tasked with this whole university or gap year question. You know, if I do take a gap year, what do I do for an entire year? Okay, of all the universities, which one do I go to? And did I now make the right decision? Well, what I took from that meeting, and I think what really matters, is how you respond after you've made the decisions you've taken. Recognize that the decision lies behind you, and instead you should focus on your time and energy on what lies ahead. In short, don't be bitter, be better. Don't expect all moments in life to come with instructions or manuals. Make your best decisions or choices with what you have available at the time, and then move on. Life is going to get a bit stressful. But I don't need to tell you this. You've had the IB at UWC over the past 2 years to remind you of this. But you should recognize that stress, there's often two types. There's eustress, which is the good stress in life, and there's distress, which is the bad stress. Some of those good stressors will push us to be our best, like those deadlines. And there's going to be those stressors, those negative ones that are going to have place a serious tax on our mental and our physical well-being. Dr. John Kabat-Zinn of UMass Medical Center, borrowing a line from the movie Zorba the Greek, often equates life with being a full catastrophe. Full catastrophe is not used as a negative term. As a matter of fact, he states the full catastrophe embodies the nature of the human condition, that the full catastrophe is a supreme appreciation of the richness of life and the inevitability of all its dilemmas, sorrows, tragedies, and ironies. So the full catastrophe and the decisions you make are going to be your stressors. Medical and health professionals have recognized that various factors of stress are going to shape the medical and health fields for decades to come. What matters then is how you're going to respond to those stressors. Recognize you can't control the events in life, but you can control how you respond to them. And learn the difference between reacting and responding. Recognize where you are, both physically and mentally, and then move on. Learn to choose your battles and let go of those things that may or may not really be all that important. Kabat-Zinn also reminds us to calm down every once in a while. Focus on your breathing. And while it be another gross oversimplification, he's always found of pointing out that if you are breathing, then that's at least one thing you've got going right for you, right? If you are still breathing, then you've got a chance to live. You've got a chance to respond to all those decisions and life events before you. And to put it into more youthful terms, I'm sorry, but it's like those lyrics in that Catch and Release song. Not the dum-da-da-dum part, but those other parts that talk about recognition and letting go. So wrapping up our list of doctrines, my final lesson and my last moment as your teacher. Life is continually applying stress and pressure, or as we like to say in room 15, stressure. Life is continually catalyzing and bringing about significant conformational change in who we are as people. That's right, returning to a cheesy, more biological perspective, life is an enzyme, and we are merely the substrates upon which it will act. So, to the beloved UWCCR class of 2018, whether or not you choose an oversimplified, cheesy doctrine to guide your life is simply going to be what you make of it. However, knowing you, your life, it's going to be unique, it's going to be marvelous, it's going to be wonderful, and blessed with all sorts of benefits you bring to those around you. So congratulations, and bon chance, that's French. You know what that means. Thank you.
You may have noticed that, that Lewis is no longer with us. I don't mean he just died. Lewis has had to go and make a quick costume change. And I can't tell you how excited I am about this. But please welcome our Aerial Silks group. And it's going to take these guys a few minutes to get set up. So in the meantime, one of our first year students, Angat, who unfortunately can't be with us today for personal reasons, has created this video message that we would like to share with you.
Damos la bienvenida a estudiantes y staff, entre ellos Luis, que nos van a hacer una presentación con acrotelas, y mientras ellos organizan el espacio vamos a tener un video de Angat de Nepal, un primer año que tuvo que irse un poco antes por razones personales, pero les envió un video a los segundos años.
everyone, namaste. I made this video just to remind you that you guys are very lovely. This song is all about love from Nepal, and I hope you guys are having fun and having a good graduation day. Thank you so much. आकाशैमा नौलाखे तारा, तारालाई ढाक्ने कालो त्यो बादल, बादल चिचोली आउने छु म त, लिन तिमीलाई मेरो यो साथा, आउन मसँग उडेर हेर, आउन मसँग उडेर हेर जुनैको नजिक, दिनेछु तिमीलाई अझम्बरी माया आँखैमा राखेर, सजाउने छु मेरो मुटुको माझ अङ्गालो खोलेर, तिमी थामिदेऊ हात नछोड साथ, बोलिदेऊ मायाका दुई मिठा बात, आऊ न आऊ मसँग गाऊ आँखा उगाडी हेर मलाई तिम्रो नजिकै छु नि, मुटुमै राख अङ्गाल मलाई तिम्रै म हुनी, म तिम्रो छु नि, म तिम्रो आकाशैमा नौलाखे तारा, तारालाई ढाक्ने कालो त्यो बादल, बादल चिचोली आउने छु म त, लिन तिमीलाई मेरो यो साथा, आउन मसँग उडेर हेर, आउन मसँग उडेर हेर जुनैको नजिक, दिनेछु तिमीलाई अझम्बरी माया आँखैमा राखेर, सजाउने छु मेरो मुटुको माझ अङ्गालो खोलेर, तिमी थामिदेऊ हात नछोड साथ, बोलिदेऊ मायाका दुई मिठा बात, आऊ न आऊ मसँग गाऊ आँखा उगाडी हेर मलाई तिम्रो नजिकै छु नि, मुटुमै राख अङ्गाल मलाई तिम्रै म हुनी, म तिम्रो छु नि, म तिम्रो आकाशैमा नौलाखे तारा, तारालाई ढाक्ने कालो त्यो बादल।
Sometimes the story has no end. Sometimes I think that we could just be friends. 'Cause I'm a wandering man, he said to me. And what about our future plans? Does the thing we have even make sense? When I got the whole world in front of me. So I said, I don't want to be alone forever, but I can be tonight. I don't want to be alone forever, but I love gypsy life. I don't want to be alone forever, maybe we could see the world together. I don't want to be alone forever, but I can be So I just packed my baggage and said goodbye to family and friends, and took the road to nowhere on my own. Like Dorothy on a yellow brick, hope my ruby shoes get us there quick. 'Cause I loved everyone, I love it all. And I don't wanna be alone forever, but I can be tonight. I don't wanna be alone forever, but I love gypsy life. I don't wanna be alone forever, maybe we can see the world together. I don't wanna be alone forever, but I can be And then he asked me, he said, baby, why do we love each other? I said, honey, it's simple, it's the way that you love and treat your mother. Thought that I would be alone forever, but I won't be tonight. I'm a man without a home, but I think with you I can spend my life. And you'll be my little gypsy princess, packing bags and we can chase the sunset. But the rear view and fire up the jets, 'cause it's you and me, baby, for Jakarta, I'm American, I'm gypsy, I Bangkok, Australia, Malaysia, Sweden, Finland, Norway. Meet my home just for the day. I'm a gypsy, 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 hey. Sometimes the story has no end. Sometimes I think that we could just be friends. 'Cause I'm a wandering man, he said to me. And what about our future plans? Does the thing we have even make sense? When I got the whole world in front of me.
So I said, I don't wanna be alone forever, but I can be tonight. I don't wanna be alone forever, but I love gypsy life. I don't wanna be alone forever, maybe we could see the world together. I don't wanna be alone forever, but I can be
I'm sure you will agree that that performance was absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, I've now become 20,000 colones poorer because I was convinced he would fall. Next up, we would like you please to welcome Paulina from Denmark, who is going to give the student speech in English.
Demos la bienvenida a Pauline Anderson de Dinamarca, que fue elegida para el discurso en inglés.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and of course thank you to my great classmates and to everyone involved here. I have chosen to do a kind of spoken word thing, so yeah, bear with me and follow along. I cannot wait to miss this place. I cannot wait for this space, the haze, and new place, and all in all trying to replace all this wonderful community with something new and fresh. Do not get me wrong. It's not that I feel like I do not belong. I'm merely so headstrong about packing up all of my 3 square meters worth of memories and collections. Packing them into a suitcase and waving farewell to the swell, honey-colored mornings by my horrible curtains that yell stuck in the 70s. Reminiscing over hill hiking and beer drinking to our liking, on afternoons where Santana lazily continued below us. No fuss, only to discuss Latino music and school policies. Or the late night cooking sessions, leaving an odor of foreign spices seeping through the cracks and holes, making me crave cinnamon rolls and bowls of tomato soup. Do not get me wrong. To all of this self-created community existence, it will be tough saying goodbye. However, if I have learned anything from the last 2 years of multicultural coexistence, this passive resistance, it is that distance creates realization, and that longing for what was truly contextualizes what is. We see this in the longing for our previous spaces, where traces of our childhood embraces a feeling of being home. And for this, saying goodbye will be bittersweet. We've grown used to this new beat, and without it, we might start to feel incomplete. But such is the circle of life. UWC is not for everyone, and more importantly, the IB is not for everyone. I must admit that occasionally it has felt like a misfit. Like most of the people here, I believe, being told that I was enrolled in a boarding school in Costa Rica made me fold my swimsuit and pack my hiking boots, believing these were necessities for survival in this tropical jungle. I was sure it meant morning swims in the Pacific waves, hiking to hidden caves, where the wind shaves off all bad thoughts and influences and leaves you whole and new. I was gonna return to my winter home in an airplane alone, with that sweet summer touch skin, people asking me where I'd been, and I would not even know where to begin explaining about my extraordinary encounter with this tropical drink. Stereotypical thoughts of a European girl, I promise you, I promise you. Yet, entering through a gate between this huge fence, feeling the air grow dense, in this community where a new life was about to commence, truly that was what was intense. Surrounded by 100 smiling faces, damn, I could almost taste it, the UWC experience. But where was the jungle? Where were the chirping toucans or the thick wilderness you can read about in Lonely Planet's Costa Rican guidebook. But this was when I learned. The tables has turned, and understanding of the tropics needs to be earned. United World College Costa Rica is everything and nothing compared to the stereotype. With an experience like this, it is the people and the situations I'm going to miss. In these last 2 years, the I that I identify me slowly became a we. I believe that when we let the memory book be brought out, these are some of the things we will be thinking about. Because we will miss going to San Jose to explore and suddenly ending up on the first floor of an art exhibition discussing the connection between art and nature. Or maybe going to the beach and letting the waves swallow us whole, pouring out our hearts and souls, and learn to enjoy the feeling of finally losing control. Saying, this time is defining, so let's go ziplining through the thick Monteverde cloud forest. Or what about going to Brenda with a scratched knee, or maybe even some strange-looking pea, and know that she will offer us a cup of tea? Being a part of the artistic community and finding the unity in this opportunity to portray great musicals and performers. In the end, as Mauricio so gracefully said it, there's just 525,600 minutes in a year. Staying in and playing dice, watching movie and discussing outbreaks of head lice is precisely this paradise that I am trying to emphasize. Or going out to casa in the shadows of the blue-red blinking lights and enjoying the sight of this happy youth in the twilight. Truly a good night in each other's company. We dance at rumba, at Zumba, and at a social center party that hardly leaves us tired, but instead longing for more. We go to Sketchies for hamburguesa and fries, not realizing how time really flies, and we definitely would be wise to return to campus. Likewise, we could go to the windmills and watch the sunrise. And what about the Sunday fruit markets? Eating gallo pinto and observing the incredible pupusa-making technique, consequently going to seek for aguacates and ending up buying more tomatoes than anyone can eat in a week. These are the things that make this place tropical and unique. This is the tour of Costa Rica you cannot buy. These are the things that we glorify, and now it's almost time to say goodbye. Goodbye to each other, and goodbye to all the wonderful staff who has been there for us. Dealing with teenagers, I'm sure, is a struggle. Sometimes it is as if you have to fasten our seat buckle. We're a mess, I must confess. Never on time, and definitely sleep deprived. To this, I would like to thank all teachers for their enormous support and remind them that their job is the most important thing in the world. No matter what anyone says, this you must never forget. And a special thanks to Ben and Paula for their work with the finals, especially dealing with both IB regulations and student complications. We have all had good times and bad times inside of these gates. The student struggles, but so does this institution. In a world like ours, everyone and everything is financially weighed, and we are all so afraid of losing our place in the social and economic hierarchy. In general, in this world, teachers are underpaid, and man, how we struggle with financial aid. And sometimes, those things can make all the good things fade. We students are too good at complaining, without contemplating whether it's actually sustaining or merely restraining. We can be cocky, I admit that, overconfident and grumbling. But in the end, I believe we're just looking to be heard, to not be deferred or called absurd, but actually taken seriously for our words. Please listen to our youthful pondering and start wondering whether maybe we actually say something meaningful. We are young and stupid, and we need to develop, but in order to learn, we need to understand. In the end, we are the future, our future. So yeah, now it's truly the end. And whether you finish the IB with a score of 35 or with 35 new ordeals to add to your scrapbook, let this experience be your inspiration. Go out and search for activation, enjoy the awaiting complications, and remember to always stay true to the nation. In this place, we grow up on each other, brother to brother, finding another version of yourself to reveal to the world. Searching for self-improvement, here, we found the keys to global movement, and awaiting us are the doors to everywhere. This world has many more flavors than this portion of jungle juice. So use them well and try to be wise, and avoid having to compromise your ideals and beliefs. We are told we have potential to be be influential, and therefore it is essential that we do not waste the opportunities we have created. Fight for rights and enlightenment, and please help save our dear environment. These things are important and true. But also take a break, drink a milkshake, and try to make a difference on your own terms and for your own sake. This is your time to be responsible and real. When I say I'm excited to miss this place, it's because I'm excited to retrace and to realize the potential of the last 2 years' worth of adventure. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Tusind tak.
Thank you, Pauline. Before we get to the main event, on behalf of the school and the management team, we would like to recognise the effort of some of our students in particular as change makers and as service leaders.
Antes de entregar los diplomas, queremos llamar a Geraldine Paredes, nuestra directora de cocurriculares, para que haga entrega de unos reconocimientos de agentes de cambio y liderazgo.
Hola. Okay, so this is one of those kind of things that is difficult but important to do. So before I start to say what we're going to do, I'm going to call some members to the stage. So if please, Nancy Solis, Chris Rogers, Marianela Ramirez, Kyra Calloway, Harvey Miller, Stasia, Rachel, Natalie Taylor, and our president of the board, Susan Mullins, and management team members Mauricio, Abedin Bremtula, Leila, and Paula Moron could please join us on stage. If I can see Susan, please, if she can come to stage too. Is Susan here? Okay. Okay, so I'm not going to lie. It's an emotional roller coaster for us today. It's a special day, and in celebrating you is a key thing. So last year, we recognized 14 outstanding service leaders in our school. This is something that is not only related to academics, but it's a whole school recognition of maybe little big initiatives you did, medium big, big initiatives you did that made this place special and made an impact here at school. This year we wanted to be more intentional of it being a whole school recognition, and we opened it up for nominations from staff across all programs and departments. And I always wanted this to be not a competition, but something about what we notice. And I want to say something before we call the students that will be recognized this year. I think we all understand that each of us have a different meaningful connection to what, exactly, Monica, exactly to that. to what UWC is and how we commit ourselves to the mission, the values, the movement, and all of this. However, the students that were nominated have been outstanding and noticed it in these efforts. There were 3 criteria. One is that they will role model service leadership. This means that the recognized actions were beyond their own self-interest and had a significant impact in our community. The second one was that there were different types of actions. This could be daily practices, projects, causes that they advocated about, issues where they pushed us to go further. There were different types of leadership. They could be outspoken one, maybe the quiet leaders, maybe the collaborative leaders, the empathic leaders, not always the most obvious. And the third one, which is a little bit more philosophical, is that somehow they embody what Kurt Hunt, one of the founders of our UWC movement, describes as the UWC spirit, which is an enterprising curiosity, an undefeatable spirit, tenacity in pursuit, readiness for self-denial, very important, and above all, and this is the most important, compassion. So in this spirit, this year we want to invite all of us here in the community to celebrate the students that will pass on stage. The way this is going to work is that I will be calling the students in pairs, each of the names, and you can come in through that side. You will be greeted by one of our staff members that will have your certificate, and then you leave stage on this side, so you will not be staying on stage. I hope that in the meantime, while they're doing this passage through stage, that we can all show them all our love and celebrate. The recognition is a personalized certificate that has pieces of what the nominators wrote about you, so there's no certificate that is the same than the other one. So we're really excited about that. Are we ready? Can I start calling names? They're going to go in alphabetical order. So I have the honor to call to the stage to Anise Martinez. I'm going to continue with Antonia Cuevas. Asiya Mohamed, mostly known as Bibi. Carlos Flores. Daniel Hassanali. Elena Greco. Elinor Duparc. Ernesto Hernández. Fernanda León. Georgia Desideri. Gerion Mewes, known as Few. Johnny Ortiz. Leona Alshut. Lisa Mishima. Luis Overmeer. Marcela Gómez. Marianela Arias. Michiko Banvel. Ñat Mimbu. Paola Oñate. Pauline Andersen. Pilar Blanes. Rafael Alcalay. Ruby Dalwood. Sofía Martínez. Sofía Pacheco. Tiana Salomón. Anja Baker. Here, Tiana. As you can see, it was not easy. Last year, I remember saying that we don't want to put a limit to these nominations, and when I saw 28, I was like, oh my God, I have to cut this down. Last year, we had 14. I know that some of our third years are here that were also recognized, but I do think it's important to not make it a competition and recognize the efforts, little big meeting that you had, and thank you so much. Yes, so we celebrate you.
Muchas felicidades a todos los estudiantes en general y vamos a pasar a la parte más importante de la ceremonia. Vamos a empezar a llamar a todos los segundos años que se gradúan hoy en grupos de 10. Ya casi todos saben cuáles son sus grupos. La idea es que pasen los 10 y que esperemos aplaudir hasta que ya los 10 tengan sus certificados para poder ir más rápido. Y lo otro que es importante es si todas las familias y amigos y los que quieran tomar fotos pueden hacerlo a los lados del anfiteatro. Pueden venir a este sector para tomar las fotos.
So now we get to the main event of the day. If you want to take pictures, please do so from the side of the stage so that we're not blocking anyone's view. We're going to call the students up 10 at a time to get their diploma. So if you can wait until all 10 have received the diploma before applauding, that will help speed things up. And we can all get lunch sooner.
¿Listos? Ok, vamos a llamar al primer grupo. We're going to call the first group. So we want to call first Fatima Suha Hamed, Rafa Akalili, Fiona Astut from Germany, Dominic Alukin from Singapore, Pauline Anderson, Denmark, Kieran Henry Anderson, United States, Marianela Arias, Costa Rica, Asi Adam, Ivory Coast, Ja Baker, United States, Ma Banjali Bangura from Belgium and Guinea. There you go, the first group of graduates.
And next we have Joseph Becker from the United States, Kaylin Bell from Trinidad and Tobago, Michiko Van Bell from Japan and the Netherlands, Anna Bengal from Israel, Nicole Bertrand Davia from Mauritius, Mexico and France, Tikal Betts from Spain and Costa Rica, Pilar Blanes Moreno from Spain, Ayat Chowdhury from Bangladesh and Britain, Antonio Cuevas Corveto from Chile, Georgia Desidre Zigante from Hong Kong and Italy.
And next up, he is actually graduating. Zansi Dikvid from BVI and Italy. Joanna Van Dijk, UK. Kristina Fejkova, Slovakia. Nicole Figna Garcia, Costa Rica. Carlos Flores, Ecuador. Nobue Fuku, Japan. Michaela Chiven Gadin, the Philippines. Kat Gans, Taiwan and Germany. Marina Bruno, Italy. And Karlina Georgieva, Bulgaria.
Now we call Marcela Gomez from Guatemala. Yee. Elena Greco, Italy. Daniel Hassani, Trinidad and Tobago. Kang Anderson, Australia. Ernesto Hernández, Cuba. Ibrahim, Jordania. Asona Philip Isavak, Nigeria. Tobe Isavak, Nigeria. Gloria Iturralde, España. Rike Astrud, Denmark.
Dylan Johnson from Barbados, Ruby K. Dalwood from the UK, Eugenia Fernanda Leon Conseco from Mexico, Yiran Li from China, Alia Liu from China, Mackenzie Erica Luke, Barbados, Carl Philip Lund, Norway. Di Luo from China. Jana Madatana from Austria. Sofia Martinez Cruz from El Salvador.
Anis Martinez, Mexico. Jamil Mbarak, depending on which day, Kenya or the Netherlands. Danny Mendez, Costa Rica. Gideon Muse, Germany. Lisa Mishima, Japan and Italy. Bibi Mohammed, Guyana. Ernesto Monge, Costa Rica, Mexico and Chile. Paula Morales Vivas, Costa Rica. Rishavin Naika, South Africa. And Maxwell Obiji, Nigeria.
Ahora llamamos a Paola Oñate de Colombia. John Ortiz de Costa Rica. Luis Cándido Ovemir de Netherlands y El Salvador. Sofía Pacheco de Costa Rica. Devika Ajit Paniker de Oman en India. Elinor Dupark de Bélgica. Karabo Ramosamo de Botswana. Jian Ren de China. Raúl Restelli de Italia. Victoria Robles de Colombia.
Marisa Ten from Norway. Tiana Solomon from Germany. Katya Sharma from India. Jasmine Sharp from the UK. Christian Stokovic from Serbia. Eric Stoppelstad from Norway. Miyu Suzuki from Japan. The Songprasechai from Thailand. Zakir Tikekar from India. And Marcus Tula from Finland.
Lin Can Tran from Vietnam. Isaac Ross, Denmark. Uchechukwu Ilodibe, Nigeria. Nat Min Vu, Vietnam. Chering Wanchuk, Bhutan. Yana Ward, Barbados, Germany. Nancy Kang, China and Costa Rica. Yao Yao Zhu, China. Maria Zatova, Russia. Pankuri from India and Costa Rica. And last but not least, Majesty Omoye, Nigeria.
Ahora sí, les pedimos a todos los segundos años que se pongan de pie. Es un orgullo de verdad para nuestra comunidad presentarles a los graduados del 2018. Un gran aplauso.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce to you UWC Costa Rica's class of 2018.
And now, to speak on behalf of our alumni community, we have Paola Protti, our alumni coordinator, and an alumna herself of UWCCR, class of 2008.
En nombre de los exalumnos, les presentamos a Paola Protti, que es la coordinadora del programa de exalumnos y que es una graduada de nuestro colegio del 2008.
Hi everyone, congratulations class of 2018. So before starting, I would like to ask all UWC alumni that are joining us here in the audience today to please come on stage. Para empezar, me gustaría pedirle a todos los egresados del movimiento de UWC que nos acompañan hoy que por favor suban al escenario. Yeah, you too, Stasia, María, Tom. Yeah. Abraham, Natalia. As Susan said in her speech, graduations are both a time of remembering, but also of looking forward. My dear class of 2018, you are now UWC alumni, and all of us here on stage want to welcome you to a family that is 65,000 people strong. We look forward to seeing what you will do. But to welcome you also, we've had some alumni from far away that wanted to send you some words and encourage you in this journey you start today.
Welcome, class of 2018. Hi. You've made it. Well done. Welcome, class of 2018. Hi. You've made it. Well done. It's a bittersweet point in your UWC life, drawing to the end of your 2 years here in Costa Rica. But an exciting time lies ahead of you. So congrats. Well done. This is not the end. You're taking UWC into your next phase, into your university, into probably your job after that. The wonderful thing is that it doesn't really end here. You carry what you've learned here into the next phase of your life. And you hold that responsibility to yourself, to your peers, your co-years, your first years, second years, to your teachers who've taught you the things that you've learned in the school. You hold that responsibility to put UWC into action, to bring it to life by contributing to community service projects in your uni, or by contributing to your national committee, or doing something for UWC Costa Rica itself. And that is, for me, what it means to be a graduate of our school. So don't despair. Definitely celebrate today, because it's a wonderful achievement that you've managed to get to. And great times lie ahead. Alumni reunions, meeting up with old and new friends from UWC across the globe, wherever you're going to study. Felicidades, guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful celebration together with your co-years and your first years and your family. And welcome to the alumni family.
Welcome, class of 2018, to the alumni world. I'm so incredibly proud that you made it. You all finished, and it must be such a great success for you. I wish you a great day with families, friends, and as alumni, and I hope you really get to celebrate this. It's a great experience, even though, of course, you have to say goodbye to a lot of people, but try to keep up your happy vibes. What it means to be a UWC Costa Rica alumni is quite impressive. You got so much to know. You're so good in discussions now. You have such a broad mindset, and this will really help you in your future world, like in the new future uni working gap year world. I hope you keep up your positive vibes, and it's quite impressive how this network works of alumni, because you can visit people all around the world. You can of course visit me, and yeah, have a great day with your families, and lots of love from Austria.
Mahindra College, from Mostar, from Atlantic College, from the UWC USA in New Mexico, Lipochun College in Hong Kong. Am I missing anybody else over there? No? And then, of course, UWC Costa Rica here. As a token of welcome, all of these alumni are now going to give you a little gift on behalf of the college and the alumni and the UWC Costa Rica alumni network. There on the back, there's some gift bags, and if you could all grab a couple and then take them to our graduates. Once more, congratulations, class of 2018, and welcome to the UWC alumni family. They can help you just shout their names.
Thank you very much, Paula, and the UWC alum. Whilst they're giving out the bags, just to conclude our program, we have a few logistical comments to make. Lunch is going to be in the first parking lot at the top. Yearbooks will be in front of room 2, and there should also be a place to purchase some memorabilia, some hoodies or some mugs or something too.
Ahorita, antes de hacer nuestra última presentación, queremos recordarles datos logísticos. El primero es que el almuerzo es arriba por la cancha de básquet. El segundo es que los anuarios los pueden conseguir por las aulas, en el aula 2, room 2. Aula número 2, y ahí también van a estar vendiendo mercadería del colegio que han estado preguntando. Y pues eso sería. We are gonna call our first years.
If you really love me, then let's make a vow. If you really love me, then let's make a vow. Right here, together, right now. Okay? Okay. All right, repeat after me. I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. And I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna be brave. Good. I'm gonna live each day as if it were my last. Well, that's good. You like that? Yeah, say it. I'm gonna live each day as if it were my last. Fantastically. Fantastically. Courageously. Courageously. With grace. With grace. And in the dark of the night, and it does get dark, when I call a name, it'll be your name. What's your name? Never mind, let's go. Say it. Let's go everywhere, everywhere. Even though we're scared. We're scared. 'Cause it's life. And it's happening. It's really, really happening. Right now.
Okay, a couple of words about this year. I would have to say just fast and intense. Fast. Roller coaster.
Never a dull moment.
Hot mess. Fantastic group of young physicists.
Montaña rusa.
Go. Okay. Okay, so my best memories were mainly the late night discussions.
definitely dancing Zumba at the sports festival.
My best memory is dying in CrossFit.
Go!
Oh! I'm really grateful for the second years going out of their way to make this place feel like home.
Lots of shits have happened during this year, but lots of good things have happened too, so I'm very grateful for that in general.
And my favorite memories are all the good conversations I've had with my second years.
Bye guys!
Bye guys.
Bye guys!
Bye. Guys.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Bye guys. Bye guys.
Bye guys!
Baby, don't cry. I wanna fly. You by my side. Baby, I wanna fly. You UWC Costa Maybe it's crashing down. Baby, can you save it now? Nobody knows how to say goodbye. It seems so easy till you try. Then the moments passed you by. Nobody knows how to say goodbye. Nobody knows how to get back home. And we set out so long ago. Search the heavens and the earth below. Nobody knows how to get back home. Through the darkness to the dawn. When I look back, you were gone. Heard your voice leading me on. Through the darkness to the dawn. Love is deep as the road is long. It moves my feet to carry on. Beats my heart when you are gone. Love is deep as the road is long. Nobody knows how the story ends. Live the day, do what you can. This is only where it began. Nobody knows how the story ends. Nobody knows how the story ends.
disappeared. The animals inside came out to play. Went face to face with all our fears, learned our lessons through the tears, made memories we knew would never fade. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. He took me in his arms, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. Can't put out, carve your name into those shining stars. He said go venture far. Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Oh, I wish that I could witness all your joy and all your pain. But until my moment comes, I'll say, I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. It's been a long time coming since I seen your face. I've been everywhere and back, trying to replace everything that I had till my feet went numb. Praying like a fool, it's been on the run. Heart still beating, but it's not working. It's like $1 million phone that you just can't ring. I reached out trying to love, but I feel nothing. Yeah, my heart is numb. But with you, I feel again. Yeah, with you, I can feel again. Yeah. Trying to replace everything that I broke till my feet went numb. Praying like a fool, just shy of a gun. Heart still beating, but it's not working. It's like 100,000 voices that just can't sing. I reached out trying to love, but I feel nothing. Oh, my heart is numb. But with you, I feel again. Yeah, with you, I can feel again. But with you, I feel again. Yeah, with you, I can feel again. Feeling better ever since you know me. I was a lonely soul, but that's the only. A little wiser now from what you show me. Hey, I feel again. Feel again. I don't want to die or fade away. I just want to be someone. I just want to be someone. Dive and disappear without a trace. I just want to be someone. Well, doesn't everyone? And if you feel the great dividing, I want to be the one you're guiding. 'Cause I believe that you can lead the way. Somebody to someone, oh, I want to be somebody to someone, oh, I never had nobody and no road home. I want to be somebody to someone. And if the sun starts setting, the sky goes cold, and if the clouds get heavy and start to fall,
want you by my side, so that I'll never feel alone again. They've always been so kind, but now they brought you away from me. I hope they didn't get your mind. Your heart is too strong anyway. We need to fetch back the time they have stolen from us. And I want you, we can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it, dancing on, do the boogie all night long. Stoned in paradise, shouldn't talk about it. I want you, we can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it, dancing on, do the boogie all night long. Stoned in paradise, shouldn't talk about it, shouldn't talk about it. Coldest winter for me. The sun is shining anymore. The only thing I feel is pain, caused by absence of you. Suspense controlling my mind. I cannot find the way out of here. I want you by my side, so that I'll never feel alone again. And I want you, we can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about